Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today we're going to talk about invasive trees, what happens when you take the tree down, and those darn invasive roots when the tree starts suckering. This is a poplar and aspen tree that we took down, and you can see here we haven't done anything to the base because I wanted to show you what you should do really first before you have this stump grinded. Because if you just get this stump grinded, it will send out suckers everywhere. That's its response to you grinding it. So really what you should do first is the minute you take it down is drill it and treat it with chemicals, okay? You need to kill the roots, you need to kill that stump. We did not do this one right away. You can see we haven't drilled anything into it, and there are suckers all over the place here. And I'm trying to develop this side yard so we can plant it eventually here and get all the trees down. Here is part of the trees right here that's left over. A lot of it's been taken away by friends to burn in their fire pits and things like that. Stephen's taken some to use for lumber. But anyhow, the first thing you got to do, we'll start with this, is treat it. So Rob's going to drill some holes in it, and we're going to show you how this works. You want the biggest drill bit you can find to do it. So I'm going to show you two methods on how to treat this. You want to drill a pile of holes in this. An auger bit is the best. Rob didn't have one on hand, so we're just kind of doing this for demo to show you. We're going to pick up another drill bit and we'll drill some more holes. But the more holes you have, the bigger the bit, the better off you are, okay? So you have two choices for treating this. You can use chemicals like Roundup to treat this and pour it in the holes. You always got to keep topping this up until the stump dies, because it will suck it in and absorb it down to the roots. Or you can do Epsom salts. Also, I've heard of people doing diesel and gas, old diesel and gas. So it's your choice. You can also get organic stump killers. I know in the US they sell organic stump killers. We can't get that here in Canada, so that's a bit of an issue. So first I'm going to demo using the Roundup and putting it in the holes, and then we're going to put some Epsom salts in, and I'll show you how you handle that. Normally I would just use one on this. I've been successful with both of these. It takes time to use this stuff. So I'm just going to give it a good shake of the Roundup. And you can see that, like I said, I know many people don't like to use these chemicals because, I mean, they got a really bad rap, but we're going to pour some of it in here. So I'm just going to take it and pour it in the holes. And I got gloves on, and you can tell it's getting thick because of the weather. And I'll pour it into these holes here. And I'm just going to get the ladybug out of there, so it doesn't get any of it in it. Okay, so we let that soak into those holes. That is one way of doing it, and you want to keep it topped up, so let it suck it in and top it up. We've got some heat coming this weekend. It is best to use these products when it's warm, but I wanted to show this to you before it's too cold, and I can't demo this year because I've had a request to show how I deal with these. So this is the beginning of this video, and that's dealing with the stump first. Once the stump dies, it makes it ideal to then grind the stump down. Or if you want, you can plant around a stump and not do that. But you want to kill that stump if your roots are invasive with these trees. The next one I'm going to show you Epsom salts. And by far, Epsom salts is one of the easiest way to do it, but you must keep the Epsom salt moist. So really, all you're going to do is get it in those holes. You want to fill those holes in really good. And it doesn't matter if you pile it on top like that. It's going to sink into those holes, and Epsom salts will actually kill a stump. It's amazing what the different things Epsom salts can do. But you got to water it in. So you're going to water it in so it soaks into those holes. And you want to keep that moist, and you want to keep them filled. You can see it's bubbling now where it's soaking into the holes. So that's how you want to deal with your stump. Like I said, a really big drill bit, an auger bit is ideal, lots and lots of holes as deep as you can go. With hardwood, when it gets old, it's really hard to drill, but you take your time and get as many holes as you can, and as it ages, you'll be able to get in deeper with it and kill the stump. You should be able to kill a stump in a season or two. It takes time, but if you treat it all season and then you get it grinded, perfect. You'll get rid of it. Now let's go over and look at some of these suckers. And I'm not going to work here because I've already put treatment down on the stump. So we're going to move to another area where I have tree roots invading my flower beds. So here is one of the tree roots. And I mean, they spread everywhere. They will spread all over your driveway and everything. You can see them here in these plants as well. I mean, they are so invasive and such a pain. But I'm going to show you how to deal with them. Now, when we took some big trees out in the yard, we literally dug them out of the lawn and reseeded the lawn. And then where we cut them off, I treated them with Roundup, and they haven't come back in the lawn. So we're going to do a similar treatment here, and I'm going to show you how I do this. So I want to get down as far as I can into this and dig to find where it is at, where the main root structure is at. Because there'll be a big system down here, and you can hear it snapping, and that's okay. And you see it's still connected here, and you see there's the connection right here going straight down, and here sometimes I can dig these up and get the entire vein, sorry irises, and deal with it. Sometimes I can't. So if you can't get the whole root system and pull it, like sometimes you can pull it like that and you'll pull a big long stem of it. Sometimes you won't. So you want to do fresh cuts on these and treat them immediately. You don't want the roots to harden off when you do this. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. I'll try to get a really good angle on this if I can. That's not too bad. Okay, that's as close as I'm going to be able to get. So let's see if I can show this. So what you want to do is we're going to take this one here. Actually, we're going to deal with this one first. So we're going to cut it much as we can right there. Fresh cuts right down there. You'll see them right there. What I do is I take the Roundup, and like if you have a stump killer, same thing. I pour some in the container, and it's pretty thick right now, so that should work really well. Put the lid back on. And I basically take my handy tool here. I have a really hard time showing this. My handy tool here, it's a sponge, paintbrush. And I dip it in the container and get it wet on the tip, and I dab those roots. And when you do this, you can actually cover it back over with dirt when you're done. Let's do the big one now, because we got a big root right here. I'm going to cut through both of them. Perfect. And dab them. And there's a big one down there, and dab that. And it will take it up and it will absorb it. Now, if you dig a big one out in your lawn, I can't show you that because I don't have any, and you find a system of roots, drill all over those roots. Like drill all along the root system, all along the stem, put holes in it, and put your chemical or your Epsom salt into it. If you're going to cover it over for grass and everything, use a Roundup or a stump killer. If it's going to be exposed to light, you can use the Epsom salt and keep it moist and fill those holes. And that will rot it out real fast. All right, so that's how you deal with poplar shoots that come up everywhere. Try to dig them out and get them started, because you might be able to pull on them and get a complete root system. If you can't, like I can't right now, here, then cut them as low as you can. Ideally, if you can poke them with the nail or something to make a hole in them so that the solution goes into them, even better. But if you can't, just dab them like I did and keep checking on them, and that should help kill them, as well as grinding, as well as drilling the stump and treating it and then grinding it down. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this very helpful, and let me know in the comments if you give this a try. Like I said, fall's not the ideal time to do this because it's not very hot, but still, they will still absorb it because we have some warm weather coming, and anything that's going to stop these roots from coming up and give you a head start on them for next year is a perfect time to do it. Ideally, you want to hit them in the spring, but this works as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.